Hello, this is Russell from
Tones of Evil.
and you're listening to Capes and Lunatics Sidekicks podcast.
Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Don't miss out on our comic book creator interviews, including our monthly Chichester chats with comic book legend D.G. Chichester, superhero movie brackets in our search for the worst comic book movie of all time, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes or go to patreon.com/capesandlunatics. Hope to see you there.
This is Luca Perich, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics Sidekicks podcast.
Batman, my favorite character.
Why, thank you, Ray. That's right, kids. We're back. Our first episode of October, and you know what that means. The triumphant return of Miss Lilith Hellfire. Every shot so far. Anyway, yes, welcome back to another episode of We Are the Night, the Batman And you know, none of the fill-ins did that as well as Lilith Hellfire. Hell.
Just shout out to all my substitute teachers for the month of freaking September. You're the best, but Mama's home, so you can go.
That's right. All right, kids. So yes, we're starting our October run of episodes. We're to take a more spooky feel. So yes, this time we'll be talking Batman 477 and 478 to start out the month of October. All right, so
Have a spooky good time, guys.
all right. Like I said, I don't have a synopsis, but let me pull up the vital stats. Yes. This one begins in Batman 477, May 1992. That's right, kids. A couple months before Nightfall. Lilith's favorite storyline. Oh God. This title, Gargoyles. Writer John Wagner, penciler.
Oh, before we get started, I want you guys to vote on our puppet.
Oh, wow, you got a few picks. Oh!
This way because it's naked, and then we can add a mustache and some eyeballs and a little wisp of hair at the top.
No. Sometimes he can have a shirt. Sometimes he can have not a shirt.
Yeah.
Ah!
Frankenberry shirt, bro.
Or
Or a Spenguli shirt.
a fantastic.
Yeah, this is the beginnings of the Charlie puppet.
Oh, I wonder how much work would it get to make a tiny Capes and Lunatic shirt?
Do they make it like an extra pull it to the back of?
Oh my God, and I need a wig for it. So like, you know, most of the time the hair can be disheveled, but if we talk to Raw, they can slick it back.
Nobody tell Charlie.
Yes, kids, we take our frustrations out on a puppet. Hey, all right, so but yes, this Batman 477, writer John Wagner, penciler and inker Cam Kennedy, colorist Adrian Roy, letterer Albert de Guzman, and editors Dennis O'Neil and Kelly Puckett. That's right. And our own Kelly Puckett is returned from her vacation.
Right in time. You know that was the alias here.
Yeah, but we got some fill-ins here, but I mean, it was still a decent story. I mean, I think is that John Wagner? Is that the one? I believe at the beginning of Alan Grant's run was like co-writing with him, and I'm not familiar with this artist. Cam is short for Campbell Kennedy, who worked for DC.
I know. Isn't he the guy that worked on Judge Dredd, or am I thinking?
He must have, yeah, because I'm looking.
He worked on Etrigan.
Maybe, actually. Well, all I see here right now is it's saying he worked for DC, Marvel, and Dark Horse.
Yeah, Judge Dredd was Dark Horse.
Yeah, so probably.
That's where I know him from.
Yeah.
And he might have done that Judge Dredd and Batman.
Maybe.
You have to double check that.
Yes.
But yeah, he worked on mostly.
Well, yeah, born October 1944 in Glasgow, Scotland. So, yeah. Because it says, Cam Kennedy began his comics career with British comics such as Judge Dredd and Rogue Trooper strips in 2000 AD. He has worked for both DC and Marvel. He is well known for his work for Dark Horse on the acclaimed Dark Empire 1 and 2. So, but yes, he works as a penciler, inker, cover artist.
Gotta get them Ramshackle.
Heck yeah. I was going to say that, I have to find what the credits for this, because these two covers are weird, because is that just like, I don't want to say claymation, but it's just like, did they actually use like a mod, like take a picture of like a model of Batman and the Gargoyle? Well, it's in cover artist Tom Taggart, so I don't know. All right, let's get into this. All right, we're gonna get a monster this time, kids. We're gonna get a locked room murder mystery. Well, the murder doesn't happen in the room, but still. All right, so a Gotham Tale part.
You know what? Tom Taggart is. He sounded familiar because I think he has a studio out, and he used to be a professor at Jackson. That's why.
Okay, yeah, because they even have his name on the cover there.
Like what he's known.
Okay. Yeah, it's kind of cool because, I mean, you'll see it in the artwork for this episode, kids. But yeah, like, in the two covers are, like, interlocking. Yeah, Batman on one side and the Gargoyle on the other side, yes. A Gotham Tale, Part 1, Gargoyles. So, change of pace. Batman's sitting on a rooftop on some gargoyles.
Take a drink. What is this, the opening to the Daredevil movie?
But yes, he's watching the museum because the treasures of Canterbury. Oh my god, listen to this fancy man. He doesn't have to search the night. Doesn't have to course the city streets, listening for the scream, watching for the flash of steel or a glint of evil in a man's eyes. Yes, Batman was the original goth, kids. If there's any doubt. That's why he's loved the world over.
Batman, my favourite character.
He's not going to hear this. So yeah. I love Batman. It's like, oh, he knows it's going to go down in the museum. Good, it looks like rain. So we see, yes, this exhibit's getting set up. Including, we see, let me get that, hold on. Christina Creighton and, where's the old man's name? But yeah, they're help setting up this exhibit when it's like, held up. Bunch of gunmen come in. Masked gunmen. Oh no, one's carrying a sledgehammer. They shoot some of the people involved. Then Batman shows up, drop kicking people. So, right as when it looks like Batman's going to take down the gunman, the one grabs Christina and says, "All right, one more move," and this babe's brains go on exhibition. Yeah. Almost as if this dialogue. Almost as if this dialogue was made up. So, yeah. The one's like, in the vault. Don't keep them out of our hair. No. So Batman's like, you'll never get away with this.
Get away with it, those kids, that dog.
We'll bake you a cake, a Battenberg cake. No. So they get locked in the vault. Batman, Christina, and the old man. So Batman's like, it's on a time lock. Christina's like, yes, it opens at 7:30 in the morning. Guess we're stuck here till.
Is this that episode of Family Guy get trapped in the vault? He's gotta eat.
Ah!
Good old.
Or Teen Titans Go, they're actually stuck in a bottle.
Better than having your poop in a box.
Oh! Oh god, did you see that controversy on Twitter this week? I mean, the Teen Titans Go episode's been out for a while, but it's like, you know, what was it, like America's Top Superhero or something when they did that episode? Oh, yeah. And Beast Boy turns into a cow, and they're like, I don't know, he only hit Batman and Superman and Aquaman in the face once with that milk. He hit Wonder Woman like 3-4 times, so what's that supposed to be? Yes, kids, milk.
I'm a 90s kid, I had to finish it.
Lilith is like, I'm lactose intolerant.
You shouldn't even be drinking cow milk, but I'm not gonna. That's a whole controversy.
Yeah, I know.
Big Dairy has a.
Oh yeah, don't make me give up my cheese though.
Vegan cheese tastes just as good.
Oh, does it?
Mm-hmm. Especially if you get the kind made from cashew. You even make your own. Yeah, I've been off a dip. Never felt that.
So, but the old man's like, those idiots. Anything they were looking for is locked in this vault with us.
Never said they were smart.
Batman, you of course are Dr. Morris Eagleton. Eagleson. Evil Eagles. If you didn't notice, my family got me another Peacemaker, but it's like regular Peacemaker.
Is that the one without his pants? Because I have
No. He has the full outfit on, but I think that's the Suicide Squad one, and then the one with him and Eagles from the show.
They have an Eagly all by itself, and it's flocked, and I'm getting it. I have to find it, but I'm gonna get it. I love a flocked Funko.
Oh my!
I've got the
It's not carrying the helmet, is it?
No, it's carrying a flag.
Oh, America.
Exactly. But no, I got the Hank McCoy one that's flocked.
Oh, really? Yeah, I try. I'm like, as I was telling Will, I'm like, I know, I'll stumble down a deep dark rabbit hole if I pick up certain ones. It's like, if I pick up one original X-Man, I'm going to have to pick up all 5,
Yeah.
My completion is.
Yeah, complete the set.
If I pick up that giant Galactus I want, I'll have to get Fantastic Four figures.
You have to actually get the special collector's boxes. It's outside of maybe Sue, I think. They all come in the collector's box. That's where I got it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's 2 Sues, actually, too.
Oh, I thought I saw
There's one where she, has the...
Oh, okay. So I was going to say, I thought I saw...
Yeah, it's like a Marvel collector.
Yeah. I thought I saw some at my LCS, but...
You might have bought it in, but yeah, they're hard to find.
And again, if I can't find a Johnny Storm, just give me Jim Hammond. Blonde guy, flames on hair. So yeah, Batman's like, you're Dr. Morris Eagleton. You were the principal witness at the inquest of David Creighton, alias the Gargoyle. Here we go.
Dun, dun, dun.
That's right, kids. Here we go. And then Batman goes to Christina. You must be Creighton's daughter, Christina. You came over from England for the inquest. But she said, no, I was coming over for the exhibition. My father's death was an unfortunate coincidence.
She's an exhibitionist.
Hey-oh!
So that's good.
Exhibitionist, you say?
We're doing me now.
Oh my god. Imagine multiple countries around the world are like, oh, look at that big naked man. So after we introduce who everyone is, it's like, oh hey, by the way, is this vault airtight? Oh, why? By the way, yes. So Batman's doing the math, and he's like, 7:30 in the morning. I'd say we have about 5,000 cubic feet of air in here. It's like, Doctor. Well, we'll see why he doesn't later, but
I know.
yeah. He's like, you're the biochemist, Doctor. What do you he's like, yeah, 3 of us, allowing for factors of stress, level of activity. My God, about 3.5 hours of air. Because yes, it's still pretty early in the evening, so. So Batman's like, hey, that fancy door, man. One like that, man. It takes like 5 hours to burn through it, so. Christina's like, we're gonna die. Batman's like, there's. Batman's like, the rich man's like, there's another solution. One of us can die. That's when the cop.
To be fair, that's my... I'm no better than Batman. I already tell y'all.
We could just kill off one of us, and everyone at the party's like, Lilith, we just ran out of dip.
Exactly. Caught him double dipping.
Hey-oh!
Boom, 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 boom.
Did you just double dip that chip? Double dip, what? You dipped, you took a bite.
Your whole mouth in the bowl.
Well, listen, Timmy, that's how I dip. So yeah, the cops show up, and is this reporters or something? What's going on? There's been a robbery. People trapped in the vault. Look at the cops. It looks like they're trying to break in, and it's just Batman's like, I hear noise. So Batman pulls out tranquilizer darts. Hey, now it's a party.
Exactly.
Hey-oh. Drugs and penetration all in one shot. Talk about your rich man parties. Whoa! One of you's going unconscious, Batman says. I don't care which one, but one of you's going. But Batman's like, should make this decision soon. Pretty soon there'll only be air left for one person. And Christina's like, I can't take part in such things. And the doctor's like, it's a terrible prospect, but what Batman says makes sense. And she's like, who do we choose? Who dies? And Batman, the Canterbury Tales. That was all over at dinner, wasn't it? Whichever pilgrim told the best tale would be bought a dinner paid for by all. That's right. Mama, Amazon's coming. Can I chase them? Mama.
Well, actually, it's exactly what it is.
Well, you know, the little a-hole's probably like, hey, come on, mama. See? Dug through that fence to get to the Amazon first. But Batman's like, yeah, let's leave Miss Creighton out of this, Doctor. The two of us will tell our tales. Why should we should be the one to live. 5 minutes each. And the Doctor's like, but you're capable of killing either of us. If you're chosen, how do we know you'll go along with it? He's like, you have my word. I don't break it. I break bones, not my word. So the Doctor's like, all right. And Christina's like, no. She's like, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to die. Or no, she's like, you can hear my story first. She's like, I'm in. So she talks about when she was a kid, living with her father at the Institute. The Institute! I got it at the Institute! It wouldn't fit you. It'd fit a man of slightly, a stout man with slightly more generous proportions. Is that a lot? Am I crazy or is that a lot of gum? That's a lot of gum! So Batman's like, make it quick. So she talks about how she was never happy at the Institute. It's one of the finest Gothic buildings in Gotham. Well, aren't they all? Seriously. Oh, hey, Lilith, why do pigs, why did the pig feel safe when he dressed all in black? Because Batman has, always said he will defend Gotham. Booyah! And kids, she might have missed that whole joke. So yeah, Christina's like, yeah, lived at the Institute when I was 10. One night she wakes up, there's a living, breathing gargoyle outside her window. So she went looking for her father. She couldn't find him. Hello, Lilith. Haha, she missed my joke, kids.
Repeat it, I demand it.
Oh, damn. Okay, why did the pig feel safe dressed in black?
Why?
Because Batman has always said he will always defend Gotham. She's like, I come back to this. Yes. But yes, Christina's telling her tale about how she woke up one night at the age 10 and saw the gargoyle outside her window. Hey-oh! Just as long as we don't wake up next to them, huh, Hellfire? But yeah, she went looking for her father, couldn't find him. And she's like, Doctor, you guys work together all the time. He says, yes, he asked my help with some formulae he had discovered in an old manuscript. I know. Why are we messing with 13th century alchemy? It's like, you know, nothing good's ever going to come of it.
Who does he think he is, Dr.
Alchemy, if only had known what would come of it. So in this flashback, we see, yes, 10-year-old Christina getting chased by the gargoyle, and then Batman swoops in and, saves her life. But, I guess she runs off while they're fighting, and, Batman's like, you were that little girl? I'm like, how old is she now? So how long ago was this story? I mean, this had to have been at least 8 to 10 years ago, right? I would hope so. But I'm just like, I'm trying to remember at this point. I think we might have said Batman's been around in decades. That kind of might track. If she's 18 or like 20.
Yeah.
I know. Damn crisis. Messing up time.
It's just gotta keep.
I know. But Batman's like, you were that little girl? He's like, that's the first time I encountered the gargoyle, But I lost him. And when I returned, you were gone. So Christina ran home, told her father, it was a gargoyle, come to life. But then later she hears her father talking to Morris about, I used her blood. Full. He's like, if I had a bloodlust, I wanted to kill her. If Batman hadn't stopped me, I would have killed her. So she's like, see, Doctor, you said you knew nothing about this, but I was there. I heard you talking to him, and because in court he said he didn't know nothing about it. And the doctor's like, what could I say? That I knew and kept quiet all the time? because David was my friend. Misguided as it may have been, I wanted to protect him. Once David was dead, with him the gargoyle, I saw no reason to implicate myself. Uh-oh. But yeah, Christina's like, after that first encounter, she got sent to England, the boarding school. But she saw in the news, the gargoyle kept it killing. Like, we see her read a newspaper that says, number 4 is dead. So she's like, I could have said something and didn't. She's like, I felt each of those deaths because I know I could have told someone and I didn't. So much blood on my hands. Picks up those tranquilizer darts and is about to stab herself. And Batman's like, no. I mean, we see he ties her hands up in the second issue, but in that last panel, it looks like he's like just randomly throwing a batarang at the corner. I'm like, what? All right, so lots of setup, Lilith, but what did you think of that first one?
I like the premise.
Mm-hmm.
Was there a shorter way to get to it? Probably.
I know, but are we dragging this out for 2 issues? Yeah.
They made their mind up on the cover, so it had to be.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, it's not bad that, for a fill-in team, it's not bad.
Yeah, we've had wins.
I mean, I guess
No names being dropped.
maybe they needed like a fill-in for the regular Batman book, but this almost seems like Legends of the Dark Knight to me.
That's what I was thinking.
Although, they don't do a lot of...
They might have sourced it. They probably had a stockpile. Look around. Hey, what do we got?
Although, the only monkey in that wrench is they usually did earlier Batman stories, and this is taking place in the present.
Change a few words on it.
Maybe.
We've seen it with the DG stuff, where they just put in a freaking flashback and a flash forward.
Yeah, I know.
It could be done.
Unless it was just like, one of those ones, like we talked with him, like, just sat on the shelf and they're like, we need to fill in on, oh, hey, the Batman book, let's put it there. Although if they really wanted to hype this story, they could have showed those early encounters with the Gargoyle and Legends of the Dark Knight and then say, oh, hey, this whole thing wraps up in Batman. Might have gave some business to Legends of the Dark Knight.
Hindsight's
I know. All right, so should we get to the next one? Batman 478. Like, I don't know how I feel about the Batman on the cover of the last one, but that gargoyle looks, yeah. So Gotham Tale Part 2, Venging Spirits. Hey-oh. So, yeah, we see the news is, like, trying to ask the cops what's going on. People trapped in the vault. But yes, now we see what Batman was doing. He's, tying up Christina's hands so she can't stab herself with those tranquilizer darts. But she's like, you said it yourself. There's not air enough for 3 of us. One of us has to die. And he says, not you. Call it old-fashioned attitude, but Miss Creighton, but you're not part of this deal. It's like, Doctor, don't you agree? And he's like, oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, I love the cops are like, look like they're trying to cut through that vault. And then, one of the reporters, what's that they're mopping up over there? Blood and cop. Nah, ketchup. But yeah, the cop's like, all I'm concerned about is the people in there. And Christina's like, I hear him cutting. And Batman's like, don't get your hopes up. They won't get through in time. Not for all of us. So then Batman's like, okay, Doctor, it's your turn. And he's like, oh, dear me, I appear to have made a very foolish bargain. Let us examine the case. Me, an old man, having achieved nothing of great note. And he's like, you, Christina, you concealed the truth too. You're as guilty as I am. Then there's Batman, hero of Gotham, Dark Knight of Justice. How many lives has he saved? How many evildoers has he placed behind bars? He's young, strong, so many good years ahead, fighting crime, defending the weak and innocent. Young, strong, full of muscles. What is this, Lilith Hellfire's dating profile? Turn-ons, young and strong.
Anna Nicole Smith.
Oh, burn.
F in the chat. Y'all know I love it.
Ability to speak not required. Turn off speaking.
Saying Hulk people
Turn off saying dumb shit.
in a fake movie.
I'm a huge Batman fan. I've seen every movie.
Batman, my favorite character.
What?
And that's why there's so many in my backyard.
Hell. You think those dogs were just digging for the hell of it, kids? No.
It doesn't feel right, bro. You don't want to know where they put the camera.
Yeah. Whoa! Whoa! I don't know, man. That was a pretty crappy comment. So the doctor's like, never mind. Let me relieve you of that. I have no intention of keeping this foolish bargain. If Batman had been the one chosen or Christina, it would have suited me well enough. For Christina, I could not have let you die either unless it was by my own hands. Batman, I don't like to turn this conversation's taking, Eagleton. Air's running out. Get on with it. Oh my god, that's what Lil says to all those himbos as she's choking them out. Air's running out. Get on with it. Yes. He says, don't worry about air. Before long, I'm afraid neither of you will need to breathe. Call this a Lil Hellfire threesome. I know. But he says, dear Christina, you've convinced yourself the reason your father hid you away in England was to protect you from himself, but you're wrong. You see, I am the gargoyle. And she's like, wait, what are you talking about? I heard him confess. He goes, oh, it's true. He was the gargoyle that first night. He did pursue you with murderous intent, but never again. So, yeah, we see a flashback as she's sleeping. Yeah. Her father's like, never again. Pulling a Batman Beyond. Never again. Gotta destroy that formula. I almost killed her. And Eagleton's like, what? After all we've done? You can't be serious. But yeah, her father's like, it's evil. We have to destroy it, you hear? But no. Eagleton didn't, he takes the formula and becomes the gargoyle. And that's when Christina's father finds him and, that formula with her blood still went, and so now Eagleton wants to kill her. He's like, where is she? I must have her. You must bring her to me. So he leaps out the window, goes looking for victims, finds some. And that's when this gargoyle runs into Batman. So another fight, another getaway. Batman literally swings into a wall. Foolish boy.
I'm recording.
The movers have arrived, I see. Okay. So we find out Crichton, it was the gargoyle except for that first appearance. And Batman says these are, because he talks about his battle with Batman, and Batman's like, these are details only the gargoyle could know. And Eagleton's like, oh, you finally believe me, eh? He says, next day David begged me to destroy the formula, but the gargoyle, as the press came to call it, already had too strong a grip on me. He said he felt some regret, but there's nothing to the urge, the craving to let him take possession of me again, to feel those dark desires pulsing in me. Whoa! Someone's getting a little too attached to being the gargoyle. And no, well, Eagleton's talking about becoming the gargoyle. He's like, I wanted to turn myself in, but those urges, those cravings, it's like, yeah, he's a little too attached to it, you know? You know what? That's what, reading this story every time, I'm just like, doesn't this sound a lot like Man-Bat? I guess, although maybe they didn't want, like, Man-Bat to have, like, a body count or, you know. Exactly. It's like, well, why won't we bring him to justice if he killed how many people, you know? So we just, like, created a fill-in. Yeah, Christina's like, why did my father keep quiet all these years? And why didn't he just tell someone? And Eagleton's like, blame the gargoyle. It got its claws into him, too. Hate it though he might. He couldn't bring himself to commit that final act to destroy what he had created. Eagleton, besides, there weren't that many killings. Who is this, Lil Hellfire? And Batman, 16 victims isn't many? And Eagleton's like, you may scoff, but there could have been more, many more. But after our first encounter, I knew I must be careful. I tried to ration myself. Besides, far from eternal youth, I could see that the use of the formula was aging me. I mean, What is that, gargoyle formula or cocaine?
Everyone loves cocaine.
But Batman's like, yeah, the infrequency puzzled me, and that's what made it so hard to find you. But then, yeah, he's like, then you, Christina, decided to come home for for a reunion with your father. But this is when her father finally decided to stand up, and he's like, yeah, I should have turned you in a long time ago. You won't have her, Morris, because, yeah, he still wants to kill her. So he's like, where's the formula? Give it to me. And Eagleton's like, here it is.
Gimme.
But yeah, he injects it into Christina's father, who starts changing, and then Eagleton picks up that gun and shoots him dead in mid-transformation. So then he's like, oh, see, he was the gargoyle. And Christina's like, you murdered him. He's like, he gave me no choice. It was him or the gargoyle. So then he pulls more formula out of that fancy man cane. So yeah, he starts transforming, and it's like, that's why you both must die, for the gargoyle must live on. He insists upon it. He's like, my dear, I wish your death had come under more circumstances of my choosing. So yes, he's planning to kill them both. Oh God, he was painting a picture too. He's like, me, I would have taken you to a cabin in the woods. Then he's like, hey, I could have said it was a wild animal that killed you. Blaming the poor animals.
Wild like an animal.
And then Batman's like, oh yeah, how are you going to explain our deaths in a locked vault? And he's like, well, I've transformed by then. He's like, and I'll think of something. I'm very resourceful. Funny, like a half-naked old man and like Batman and this woman are dead. What happened? I don't know. I'm an old man. Batman says, that's quite a story. Now it's my turn. And the gargoyle's like, enough. He's like, it's too late now. And Batman's like, no, you'll find this interesting. Before I entered the vault, I knew David Creighton wasn't the gargoyle. The doctor's like, you knew? He's like, that shook you, didn't it? The gargoyle's like, how do you know? He's like, some months back, I came across a paper by Creighton in the old scientific journal, Theories of the Nature of the Stone Man. He's like, yeah, the creature described sound like the gargoyle. I plotted all the reported sightings of the gargoyle. There's a definite concentration in the area of the Institute where he worked. So yeah, that's when he started doing some detective work, Lil. I found that Creighton had sent his own daughter away a few days after the first gargoyle killing. That made him prime suspect. And gargoyle, Creighton, not me! That's when he gives him some of those tranks. Because Christina's like, Batman. He's like, don't worry, I can handle it. The creep got lucky the last time. That's why he's been trying so hard to stay out of my way. So he's like, yes, you're right. Creighton was the suspect, not you. So I kept an eye on him. And then he's like, oh, those tranquilizers getting you, huh? You remember the last time, 43rd Street? Young couple spread all over their apartment. He's like, you have to remember. He's like, I was watching David Creighton that night. He didn't leave his apartment. He wasn't the gargoyle that night. Next thing I know, the gargoyle was dead and it is Creighton. Something didn't add up. Exactly. Maybe it was the guy who shot him dead. I don't know. He's like, at the inquest, it came out that you had worked on the formula with Creighton. That made you prime suspect, and there were flaws in your testimony. Why was none of the formula ever found in Creighton's apartment? Why bring a gun to attack you? What use did the gargoyle ever have for a gun? Of course, nobody questioned too deeply. They just wanted to believe that the gargoyle was gone at last. Gargoyle, I don't understand. We're all gonna die in here. And Batman's like, no, we're not. Because that's the twist, kids. Batman and Christina set this whole thing up. Because the cops opened the vault, and because the gargoyle's like, the time lock, and Batman's like, never engaged. Silly gargoyle. But he's like, the robbery, the shootings, I saw it. And yes, it was all set up, kids. Blood packs and fake shooting. Batman says, all sham. An elaborate one, I'll admit, but it had to be convincing. You had to believe it. So they literally may have been mopping up ketchup, kids. Get it? So they take the gargoyle away. Never to be seen again. Batman has that formula in his hands, so. Hopefully he doesn't try, because we know he's a drug addict, remember? Oh, yeah. All right, Lilith, what did you think?
I like the crisscross.
I know, man. The whole elaborate setup is just like, yeah, we knew it was you. So, were they recording that confession? Because
Batman's work.
totally deputized officer of the law. No, I was going to say, could it be Christina just like, oh, yeah, I heard him confess to the whole thing. Because I was going to say, they had time to set everything up. They should have just been like, oh, yeah, this whole conversation's been recorded, doctor. You'd be poor Uncle Leo. I'm an old man. I don't know what I was doing. Oh, yeah. All old people steal what? Yeah, what are batteries? Brent Thomas. Swarm! Hey, trying to save Uncle Leo. Well, my manager wants to make an example. Could it be anybody? Yeah. Points at George. This book's been in the bathroom. But that must have been quite a production if he's reading in the bathroom, because remember, he takes his shirt off in the bathroom, too. Oh, yeah! Alright, so.
I like this twist a lot. Kind of a detective.
Yeah. That's the other thing, especially in this era. Yeah, I could have seen this as a detective. But again, maybe they just needed a fill-in for...
Just definitely. What do we got?
Because again, I thought at this point they were probably in the planning stages of Nightfall, so maybe giving everyone a chance to catch up on that. All right. So, anything else on Hellfire? All right, kids. That's right. And of course, on our march to episode 100, the next 3 episodes are going to be that Red Rain trilogy, because
Red Rain.
That's right, kids. Elseworlds the next 3 weeks, because yes, next week Batman and Dracula Red Rain, followed by the sequel, Batman Bloodstorm, and then the third in the trilogy, Batman Crimson Mist. So yes, kids, Batman, vampires. Wonder if we get Raider Woods into that. I know, but it's like, hey, Batman gets staked. Oh, man.
Go ahead, throw it in.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah. Hey, Batman, vampires.
Sucking the life force.
Whoa! Oh my. I'm trying to remember. I don't think did I buy those when they first came out? I know the first one I didn't, but I forget if it's the second and third one or just the third. I have hardcovers for like one of the last ones, but the first one I got, I think they reprinted it. So yes, kids, vampires. And then, yes, it all culminates in episode 100, coming to you the day of Halloween, October 31st, when we cover Arkham Asylum. That's right. So yes, so we're going to, a spooky tale, and we're going to get a bunch of rogues. See, that's why it makes sense too. Episode 100, we're going to get a whole buttload of rogues. Arkham Asylum, kids. Remember, Arkham Asylum and their motto. It's in his prison purse. Oh, yeah.
It's in his prison purse.
God, Joker smuggles in so much stuff. All right, so let's get out of here. And again, send us your thoughts on all that upcoming stuff, or tell me how good Justin was on this show. Send us your thoughts. Email us, CapesandLunatics@gmail.com, or call them.
Justin sends his feedback. I'll tell you what, I love that Justin.
Oh my God, Justin, do it. I will play that. You know what it would be? Some Mountain Dew infused hillbilly be like, yeah, that Justin was pretty good on that Batman show.
We're doing me now.
I said hillbilly.
Florida, we might be flat, but there are hillbillies down here.
Wild,
Swamp belly
like
down
an
here.
animal.
I love y'all.
Sausage man. Sausage man.
We love you too, Ray. So yes, kids, email us your feedback, CapesandLunatics@gmail.com. Call the voicemail, 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can find We Are the Night, the Batman podcast. The only one. There's never any other ones. On Facebook, on Twitter. Join the Batman Facebook fan group, I believe. I was wrong last time. It's either 1.1 or 1.2. Although we're recording this a little early. It could be higher than that by the time you hear this, kids. Yeah. So, yes, don't be locked in a vault, kids. Yes. So, yes, check out all of the social medias for all the shows we do. Link to the YouTube channel, everything we do, this episode, all our specials. Go on YouTube, so smash that subscribe button so you don't miss any of them.
Smash it.
And, of course, the Patreon, because, once again, we're not orphan-eating billionaires, so we need your support, kids. Every little bit helps. With $3 to $5 gets you early access to the creator interviews, including the monthly Chichester chats.
I got the good mic out for you guys.
With Mr. DG Chichester.
Chichester chat.
For quality. And, of course, because that dark creature of the night lives on your pain, Lilith Hellfire.
Yeah, we're doing me now.
Yes. Superhero movie brackets. We will find the worst superhero movie of all time.
Even if it kills Phil.
Yes, and since this is your first October episodes, yes, the October episode will be Spawn vs. Meteor Man. And if you had subscribed in August, you would have heard League of Extraordinary Gentlemen vs. Sin City 2, a Dame to Kill For, and then...
What a kill for! And it was a close one, guys, you know.
And then in September, you would have heard The Phantom vs. the Spirit. Battle of the Fancy Man. The. All right, so yes, find all that and pick yourself up some Capes and Lunatics and Capes and Lunatics Sidekicks merch. Quench your thirst while you're out trick-or-treating. Find it all in one place. That's Linktree, linktr.ee/Capes and Lunatics. All right, and Lilith Hellfire, you who scares people year-round, where can people get a hold of you?
You nerds want to hang out with me on the interwebs. Please find me at Lilith, and of course, on TikTok, making all of the comments, none of the content, at Lilith Hellfire 69. Duh. Either do the 6 or do the 9.
I was going to say, she who lives on the blood of young men. No other fluid.
I don't do Twinkies or toaster strudels, so. It's so salty.
Starting in January, are we just going to have to call each other salty and petty every show now?
Yes.
Okay.
What's up, salty? What's up, Betty?
What's up, salty?
It's so salty.
Lilith has a hot take.
It's so salty.
All right, kids. That's enough for this week.
Good and wet.
Well,
The big finish. Jazz hands.
who did it better?
The big finish.
The big finish.
What a fancy man. We love you, Ray, even though you'll never hear this. I know, he even admitted that.
Ray's not gonna hear this.
All right, kids, thank you for joining us again. Next week, Batman and Dracula, Red Rain. The trilogy begins. Oh, wait, let me double check my info here. Yes, you know who writes that trilogy, right, Love Hellfire? Doug Mensch! Maybe we can't get...
He's gonna listen to that for sure.
3 episodes of Before We Are the Night Ray's gonna listen to. That's right, written by Doug Mensch and penciled by Kelly Jones. Yes. All right, kids. So, yes. Join Ray and come back next time. Same bat time.
Same bat channel.
We Are the Night.
We Are the Night. The Batman Podcast. Vengeance is home because Mama is home.
As Lil says, 16 bodies, it ain't that much. Good night.
Hi, I'm Russell.
And I'm Justin.
And we're from the
Hold up. Listen up, you nerds. Tired of being a little goody two-shoes? Had enough of always talking about acts of courage and heroism? Well, you have come to the right place, I guess. Tomes of Evil is the comic book supervillain podcast, where every month we do a deep dive on a different comic book supervillain, as well as multiple sub-series on some of the most iconic foes of all time, including Darkseid, Doctor Doom, Scarecrow, and...
named Hobgoblin, and you're right on time for your funeral.
I better be getting paid for this. So what are you guys waiting for? Bring on the bad guys.
Tomes of Evil, a comic book